Hey everyone, welcome to another Webflow workshop. I'm your host Nelson. Yes, this week we're going to try to recreate that title sequence you just saw. And since it's Halloween, happy Halloween to everyone. And we're going to do this with Interactions 2.0. And in this episode, number 102, we're going to use parallax scrolling to recreate that intro, but without the music, even though it's really awesome. And let me show you something I've done in over the weekend, okay? Let's go back to my screen, and here we go. So it is possible to do some sort of motion graphics with Interactions 2 now, because we have that continuous parallax scrolling, and this one took me a long time to do in just trying to get all of the type right and the movement correct. It took a long time, and it's still not perfect, but what we're going to focus on is not the beginning of the intro, this part right here, but we're going to focus on this part, the zooming out of the whole logo and letting the letters come in, okay? So let's get right into it. All right. So again, as with every stream, what I do is I rebuild something. Either it be a web page or just something fun like this, like the Stranger Things logo, or take in some of your suggestions to make the workshop catered to you guys. Okay. So after I rebuild this, I always post a link so you can clone it. So you can clone it into your own Webflow account. Okay, and so you can start playing around with it and just have fun with it. Break it apart and reverse engineer what I've done, and then build upon it. So that way you can learn from what I've done. Okay. Now, let's see here. Yeah, so this stream happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And don't forget, we have a new community stream that happens every Friday at 10 a.m. on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/webflowapp. And last announcement before I start building the Stranger Things title is we're having an Interactions 2 contest. So go ahead and enter it. It's at ix2entry.webflow.io. All right, let's have some fun. All right. Halloween episode. Ooh, spooky. All right. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in a div block. And this div block is going to make the page long, okay? So what I mean is I'm going to call this scrolling panel, okay? And I'm going to set the height to something crazy like, let's say 5,000 pixels. Let's go even crazier. Yeah, 5,000 pixels for now, okay? And this gives me enough room to scroll up and down on the page. And this scrolling up and down is what triggers the animation or the interaction to happen, okay? So we're going to set that to, yeah, leave that right there. And then we're going to put another div block, and this is where all of our, where the logo is going to be in. Okay, so I'm gonna call this title wrapper. Come on. All right, and I'm gonna set this to fixed because I don't want this to move as we're scrolling down. All right, and there we go. We're gonna set the height to 100 VH, which is only 100% of the viewport. Let's go right here. Yeah. Okay. And I want everything to be centered inside of this, okay? So I'm going to use Flexbox to make everything inside of here vertically centered and horizontally centered. Now if I put another div block, you can see I'm in the absolute center of this title wrapper, okay? All right, now let's start putting in the type. And so how I did this was I had, let's go back to the logo real quick. Oops. There we go. So you can see we have 2 rows. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 rows, and then the first row is going to have that bar, and then the letters, and then a bar, letters, and then another bar. So in order to animate everything, we're going to have to build every little thing. We're not going to type out the word stranger. Each letter is going to have its own text block, okay? So just like motion graphics, it does take a little bit of time, but you know, with persistence, you can do it. All right, so let's put in 2 rows. So we have a div block in there. That's going to be our first row. And I'm going to copy paste. That's going to be our second row. Now the first row, we're going to have another div block inside of it. And let's go ahead and call this line top, okay? And I've already saved the color, so the color of the border, let's give it a border of 3 and a color of that stranger red, I called it. All right. And then we're gonna put some padding at the top and bottom, say like 3. There we go. All right, and so that's all we need for the line top. And now let's go ahead and start putting all the letters, okay? So the first letter I'm gonna put here is the letter S. And because I don't wanna like style each and every letter, I'm just gonna go to, let's say, title wrapper right here, the parent, okay? And every child inside of here will have a font color of Stranger Red, and also the now famous Benguet, I think that's how you say it, font. All right. And okay, so this text block right here, we're gonna give it a class of, let's see here, title letter, and make it inline block, because I don't want that to be block. I don't want it to span the whole width. All right, so let's go ahead and start spelling out Stranger Things. So T-R-A-N-G-E-R. Okay, there we go. Now just replace these letters. Okay, and now we can just do the same thing with the other one. So we're going to put another line. Should it be line top? Maybe it can just be line. Yeah, because I'm going to be using the same lines here. So I'm going to put a line here. And then let's just go ahead and start putting in the letters. T-H-I-N-G-S, I think. T-H-I-U? T-H-I-N-G. Okay, cool. And then we have one more line. I just copy and pasted it. Cool. Now, let's see here. Real quick. So we have those. And now let's go ahead and this one right here, the lines are supposed to be on either side of these. So what I can do is let's go ahead and wrap these in a div as well. Yeah. There we go. All right. Cool. And now for this one, we can use flex because I want them all to be in a row, okay? So what I can do is either make all of these inline block or just go to its parent, and we're gonna say, give it a selector named title flex, and there we go. They're all in a row, but I want them all to be top, and there we go. Okay. There we go. Let's see here. Can I put it? There we go. Cool. And I want to make them space between so I can put the 2 lines on the sides. Okay? I know it's small right now. I'm working with something super small, but we're going to zoom in. Don't worry. We're going to zoom in. And actually, we should make the type even bigger. So let's go back to our title wrapper and let's make the type bigger. It's not supposed to be 14. Let's make it 100. Cool. Now it's looking better. Let's see here. Actually, these lines right here, they should be spanning. Let's see, can I do that? Ah, nice. There we go. So with the flex child, what I did was I made it expand. All right, cool. All right, so we're almost there already. Now the thing about this logo, the Stranger Things logo, is that it has some kerning and stuff like that. As you can see right here, like I like to think of this logo as perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect. I don't know, one of the two, because like as you can see here, the S is really close to the R, and this T isn't really close to the S. And then you have this kerning really bunched up right next to the N, and the same thing here. But these are aligned perfectly, you know? And so it's just, it's so oddly satisfying, you know? And I think that's why a lot of people love to watch this intro and don't skip it, you know? I know I don't skip it. And I haven't watched the second season yet, so please, no spoilers. All right, so where are we? Okay, we're right here. Now, one thing you may have noticed is all the letters here are filled in. They don't have a stroke around it. Now, Webflow doesn't have a CSS stroke feature in the styles panel because it's not widely supported yet by all browsers. And so that's why I had to, where is it? Right here. Let me just copy paste this CSS. I had to add a special CSS that's called text stroke. Okay? And I use the color black for the fill of the letters, but the stroke is that stranger red. So I'm going to copy this. And again, you can duplicate this project when I'm done so you can see this code work for you. And if you notice, I'm using the class of letter to make this style happen. So what I have to do is I have to go to each title letter and give it a combo class of letter so it can do that. Brian says the G's are not lined up, couple pixels off. Okay, so again, it's perfectly imperfect. I don't know if we have any type nerds in the live chat room right now, but my wife is a type nerd, and when she first saw this intro, she couldn't stop watching it. We even watched a short documentary by Vox on it. It is so nice. All right, so again, I'm just adding the combo class of letter to make that stroke happen. And again, you can only see this stroke happen on Safari and Chrome. I don't think it works on Mozilla yet, or Firefox yet. But, so if I do a publish right now, and this is under workshop /workshop, there we go. So everything is, let me see if I can remove it just to show you. Yeah, so right here, you have a WebKit stroke. There we go. Okay. So that's what that does. All right. But I colored it red so I know what I'm doing. So if I made it black, obviously I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. So I have the intro on my other computer, so here we go. Let's start off by sizing the S and the R. So let me fast forward. Yeah, okay. So this is title letter, and we're gonna call this S. See how many classes I had to make? Let's see here. Title S1, okay? Because this is the first S. There's two S's. All right, so S1, we're gonna make it big. Let's see here. I like to use scale. Actually, no, let's make this bigger right here. Something like that. Let's go 120 and then 120. All right, and this one, let's see here. Can this flex? Let's see here. Title flex. Nope, it can't. Because see how the T, I want the T to be up there. Alright. I want these to be higher. Let's see here. Nope, that doesn't work. I think these all need to go up. So let's go ahead and... Oh, what I can do is this. I can put all these letters inside of another div and make them and put that as a and make this div flex because I want them all to align to the top. Title flex. There we go. See how they're aligning to the top? That's what I want. Cool. And this, yeah, right here. All right. Nice. And this one right here. Title R. Let's make that 120 as well. And what is this? 120, 114. Nice. 112. Cool. Is that S big enough? Yeah, it's hard to get super pixel perfect, just like the actual intro, but we'll try. All right. Now we get to play around with these things. Like the T is really close to the S, so maybe we can make this S have like a negative margin. I know I don't suggest using negative margins, but when you're playing around like this, sometimes you got to do it. The R is there. The A really overlaps right here with the R. So let's go title A and make that overlap. Yeah, like that. And then the N and the A, they also overlap. So let's bring them close together with a negative margin. Oddly satisfying. And then title N1. This one, the G is really, really close. Bang, like that. Okay, and now the E. I think we can leave that as is, unless this guy right here. Let's see here. Title G1. A little bit closer. Now, some of you might be thinking, why not use letter space right here? It doesn't do the same exact thing as it doesn't. Let's see here. Doesn't really do the same thing. Like I don't feel like I have full control. All right, so this one, let's go ahead and get it really close to the E. It's like, you know, it's like we're in another program doing type stuff. It's really fun. Like, without a real-time view of what I'm doing, it would be so tough to do this in CSS, just coding it. Alright, so here we go. Now the T is a little bit bigger. So let's go to title T2. Did I name this yet? No. I haven't. I should though. Title T2. Bring that in. Just a little. Okay, and then make this a little bit bigger. There we go. It's again, it's so off, but it so works. Why? All right. All of these though. Not sure how to bring them up. Okay, never mind. I am sure. There's too much space at the top. Let's see here. What if I do this? Ooh, it's a completely different thing. Oh, okay, easy. Now I remember what I did. So I'll get to that. Meaning bringing these letters up to here. I'll do that soon. Hold on. Okay, so we have the T, the H is good, the N. So the N is right next to the G again. So let's go here. Title N2. Let's bring that G in. Right there. something like that. Now the S, let's do this, title G2. The S needs to get closer a bit, like that. And there we go. All right, so yeah, Crusader Digital, you can use transform, yeah, but it's kind of like using position relative, where if you do transform, the absolute center is going to be looking a little off because the height of this div block right here won't change, but I want it to change. So let's take this first row. We'll call this title row 1. And just bump this up. And see how the stranger is moving down as well? That's because I want the absolute center. Now if I just move this row up by transform, the stranger won't go down. Okay? Alright, so we have some space or a little bit more. Let's squish it more. Alright, cool. Now let's go back to this second row and get our lines. And so let's call this bottom, let's call this title bottom line. And push it down. Let's see, can I go like this? Yes, I can. Something like this. Right there. And then let's push it away. Make sure that the ends in the G kinda line up. Just kinda. Alright, so let's go to our next line right here. And then let's go ahead and title bottom line 2. And let's go ahead and push it down a bit. What did I push it down on this one? Here we go. I pushed it down by 22, so I can do the same thing with the other one. 22. Cool. Yep, something like that. Okay. And, okay, so anything else I'm missing from here? Ah, okay. So if you notice at the end of towards the end, let's go back here. Gonna play it real quick. Watch the lines come out. So the top line came out from the center, and then these lines came out from the sides. So watch it again real quick. Okay, so how to do that? Really simple, using the transform origin. So this one right here, the transform origin is already set to the center, so I don't have to do anything. It's default center for all elements. But this line right here, so this bottom line, we're gonna set the transform origin to start from here. So that way, when I tell it to grow, it's gonna grow from 0% width to 100% width, starting from the right going to the left. And I just do the same thing with the other side. Oh, no. There we go. So I get that line and go back to transform origin. And I start it from the left going to the right. Okay? Alright, cool. So we have that, and I'm thinking this line right here needs to get closer. So let's see here. So this top line, let's give it a combo class, and let's see if we can play around with the margin. There we go, get it closer. Sweet. I think we're good. Yeah. Man, doing motion graphics inside of a web design program. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? All right. So, let's get into interactions. Let me publish this real quick. Let's double check to see what it looks like. Okay. It works. Yeah. Thoughts? Yeah. Of course, it's not going to be super perfect because the artists who did the title actually have messed with the actual font just a little bit to make it more custom. Ooh, look at this. The N and the G are fighting. The G should be behind the N. We can fix that real quick. So this letter N right here, we're just going to set a position relative and set the Z index to 1. And I'll do the same thing with this one. Stroke too thick, maybe. Let's go ahead and fix it. Right now I have it as 5 pixels. We'll do 3. Save it. Publish. And yeah. Okay, yeah, better. Thank you, Brian. And yeah. Cool. Let's see here. And Andrew, can we see how it looks in each viewport? Yeah, right there. So I'm not expecting this to work on each viewport because it depends on how much time I have left. But let's try to do the interaction. And if I have time after doing the interaction, we'll show you in different viewports. All right. Yeah. And again, this is just experimentation. If I would love for you guys to take a copy of this work and do something crazy, or make it mobile, make it work for the different viewports. If I don't have time. All right. All right. So first things first. So what we're gonna do is take this title wrapper, right? And actually, no, not the title wrapper. We can get this div block right here. Let's give it a class. It's not the title wrapper. Actually, we should call this title wrapper. So I'm going to rename this. Actually, no, we can just call it title. Huh. Boom, done. So I'm going to zoom this title in with scale. Okay, so what I can do is I can transform, and just to give you a preview of what I'm going to do in interactions, something like this, where you can just go insanely huge, right? And then you'll zoom out to 1, like that. And then we'll do a opacity, and then after a while the opacity will go to 0. So that's a little bit of what we're doing. Okay, we're going to do scale. All right. So what I want to do is interactions. Yay! On the current page, while page is scrolling, I'm going to create a scroll animation, and this is what's going to happen. All right, so let's create a new one. We'll call this workshop demo. Okay. And Crusader's asking inner way to create that glow effect. Maybe? Hold on, sorry to change gears here, but maybe? Maybe with a text shadow, there has to be a way. Maybe. We'll look into that. Okay, let's go back here to the interaction. All right, so this is where it's gonna take time. All right, so we've laid out everything. This is what it's gonna look at the final screen. Now we need to animate. So first thing we should do is, and I'm gonna be looking at my other screen back and forth to make this work. And I also wrote notes on which letters came in at what times. So let's see here. Okay, so let's go to the title and let's just zoom in at 0%. So on scale, the ending scale is going to be 1. We get to 100%, and then the first at 0%, it's going to be going to be like this. I think it could be smaller. Yeah, like that. Okay. And so, if we live preview, we kind of get what we want, right? All right. So that part's done. Easy. All right. Now let's the first 3 letters, or yeah, the first 3 letters I see is the A and the N, and so I'm gonna start with the A. The A, let's go ahead and move it. And it moves, let's say, it moves away by 10 pixels. Okay, and then at 100%, it's at 0 pixels. So now if we do a live preview, you can see the A is moving in. Okay, so now you just got to do them all. So next is the N. So let's move the N. Let's move it, let's say, let's move it 10 pixels to, no, not 10. Let's go 7 and then add another move. So this animation, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. Go to 0, preview it, and so we get some nice... And so this is the basics of parallax scrolling. Move one thing, and then 0 to 100%, what does it look like? And if you want to have different timings, you would put it in different percentages of the scroll. All right, for example, the G, hold on, let me get my reference real quick. Yeah, so actually these two moves right here, they happen earlier. So we're going to set this to like 50%. And that G should come in later. So we're going to move this G. It's like really, it's off the screen. Like that, right? And then when I get to say, let's say 65, it gets to 0. If I preview this, what happens? That easy. That easy. Okay. And now the E, no, what's next? And the I and the G come in. So the I and the G are spread very far apart at the beginning. So let's get this. The I, I'm gonna move it and say negative 50 pixels. Yeah, like that. Right? And the G is gonna be way off. Oops, forgot to do this. Add another move to 0%. Or I mean 100%. 0 pixels. There we go. Alright, so let's get that G. So as you can see, I'm just doing the same things over and over. Alright. And I can move each letter later on in different timings on the scroll. So let's see here. So the I and the G come in at the same time as the A. Yeah. So these should move right here to the 50%. So if I preview it, nice, cool. All right, next, the R. The R comes in at the same time. Yeah, the R comes in. So let's go ahead and play with that one. And how far is the R? The R is like off the, yeah, at the beginning the R is off the canvas. So let's go ahead and move it off the canvas. Let's say by 30 pixels. Okay, and then we'll add another move. Say like at 50, let's say 55. At 55 it goes to its original spot. Let's preview that. Nope, it's not 55. It should be sometime later, like 80. There you go. Let's see here. There we go. Like that. Cool. And then, right, so after that is the letter N. So the N actually starts way down on the y-axis off the canvas. So let's push it down like 60. 70. Let's try 70. And then let's go ahead and move it back to 0. And when does that happen? That happens almost at the same time as the R. So let's put them both at 80% and set the Y to 0. And let's see what happens. Oh, dang! Okay, that's fun. All right. We're there. Now we have the letters THES. So what happens with THES? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is tough. All right, so T, H, E, and S all are on the y-axis as well. So let's go ahead and do that. So this T right here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This T right here. We're going to move on the y-axis. So this starts at the top. So let's go negative 70 as well. Let's go even higher, negative 80, all right? And let's go to move it down. I say, let's probably 95%. It ends at 95%. So it goes on the Y. Let's see what that T looks like. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is exactly what I want, yeah. Okay, that works. All right, E. Let's do it. E is probably going to do the same thing. We're going to move it on the Y and go negative. Let me see how far. Like the E happens a little bit after the T. So let's go ahead and go negative 70 as well. And then move it at 98 and set that to 0. So this one could probably be 90. All right, let's see. Let's make that a little bit faster. Let's make the T a little bit faster at 81. And this one could be at like 90. So again, we're just playing around with timings. Okay, cool. So the T and then the E. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. All right. And then the H. Wait, T, yeah. The H and the S. Hold on real quick. Yeah, so the H and the S does the same thing. Oh, okay. So it's TEHS, like that. Okay, cool. So H, again, just rinse and repeat. It's super simple. We're going to push this down, say 70 pixels. And then we're going to move it to 0 on the, let's see here, if that's 81, that's 90. Let's go ahead and put, let's make this one 87. What? 87. And I'm going to make this one 85 instead, because it's T, E, H, and then for 90% we'll have the S. So let's go ahead and go to the S. Take a look real quick. T, E, H. Cool. And then move the S. gonna move this down again by like 70 pixels. And let's go ahead and add another move. It's a lot of stuff on my on my animation. This can be 90, and this will be 0. And let's check it out again. The N and the H seem to be happening at the same time. I think the N needs to happen quicker. So let's make that go at 50. See what happens if I make that at 50. There we go. Yes! Oh. Alright. THES. Alright, last ones. S and the R. Wait, did I... Okay, cool. So the side letters, S and the R, they come in. On the X, they're just pushed off to the side. Simple. Let's go. Push it off to the side. So this one on the negative X-axis, we'll say 50. And then we're going to move it again. And this should be at 100%. And this should be at 0. And there we go. So that one's a simple, super simple one. Cool. And then do the same thing with the letter R. We push it out by 50. Move to 0. And it's at 100% on the keyframe. Live preview. Almost there. Cool. All right. So these lines right here. Now, if you haven't seen the scroll progression university video that we've made, check it out. It explains what I'm doing in more detail. But what I'm going to do is, as I'm scrolling, these bars are going to grow. Okay? So let's get that first line. So this first line already has a transform origin of the center. So when I tell it to be like 0% width, it's just going to be in the center, okay? And then when I tell it to grow to 100%, it'll grow, okay? So I'm going to scale. Sorry, I'm going to scale on the X, not play around with the width. All right, so let's go back to my interaction right here. And I'm going to scale that line. Am I on the line? Yeah. So I'm going to scale the line. There we go. So I'm going to scale the line on the X. So I'm going to remove the padlock. There we go. And I'm going to scale it to 0. Now I'm going to do another scale. And the reason why I remove the padlock is because I only want to play around with the X scale, not the Y. All right? So I have this right here. So let's put this at 100 and remove the padlock again and set this to 100. Oh, not 100, 1. There we go. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay. Now, see how it's growing and shrinking? Now, this line doesn't show up until later, say after the E gets, so after the E gets down, so right about here, so what are we at? Okay, at 75%, that's when the line should be should start to animate. So what I'm going to do is, let me get this line right here, and I'm going to add another scale, and do the same thing. Set this to 0 and set the keyframe to 75. And so that way the line won't animate in until the E drops down. So there's the E. And see where my line is at the top? Now it shows up. Okay? Alright, next. When do the other two lines show up? Those other two lines show up when the E drops down. So when the E is almost down, right here, that's 84%. Alright, so at 84%, both of these lines show up. So let's get those lines real quick. Right. Press up. There we go. So this line right here, let's scale it again. Scale to 0 on the X. Right. And then scale to 1 on the X. When do they end? When the E is already down. So this is probably going to be 90. Okay. And let's also, I said 86, right? So also this line is going to have another one, a scale at 0 at 86. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and play this. There you go. Line. Line. Actually, this line, this top line should already be done before. Yeah, that top line should be done before the other line happens. Alright, so let's get that line real quick. Yeah, so I set it at 100. It should be like 88. Oh, yeah. Alright, maybe a little bit like 89. Just a little bit. Line. There we go. Yay! Alright, so now just do the same thing with the other line and we're done. Let's get that line. Okay, up to the side. Alright, let's go ahead and scale. So we're going to scale on the X and make it 0. And we're going to scale again. And this one is going to be, what is it? 90, right? Actually, let's, starts at 86. So at 86, it'll be 0 again. And then we'll add another scale. And it's going to be 90. And that's going to be 1 on the X. There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's publish it and take a look at what it looks like with the outlines. Okay, so we start here and let's journey together. And there you go. From start to finish. Let's just add some music, shall we? It's not. I'm gonna see if I can scroll at the same time. Wait, that's not gonna work. me see if I can put this off on the side real quick. I know, I can't forget the music, but like, if you're doing parallax scrolling, you can't really do the same thing. Hold on real quick. Let me just show you guys one thing. I want to give a shout out to this guy. I think his name is Will. And, okay. So this guy on CodePen, let me put the link in the chat room. He did an amazing job, and he coded this, and it blew me away. And that's why I was like, okay, let me challenge myself to recreate this, but as a parallax scrolling. But this guy, he did it with the timing of the music, and I'm like, wow. He even added the actors and actresses' names. So check this out. This is intense. How? This isn't parallax scrolling. How? But I'm not a coder, so great job, Will. I'm gonna give a shout out to him. Right there. If you want to say, good job, Will. So that was my inspiration to do this. And I tried to do it all. And as you can see, I kind of got there. Kind of didn't. But again, you can duplicate this whole project and see what you can do with it. So this is all just parallax scrolling right here. So I got that, and then I kind of messed up right here, like a big giant block of nothing. And then I tried to do what I showed you guys just right now. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, that is possible. Are these parallax scroll responsive? Yes, this is responsive. Since we have time, we have an extra hour to get into more stuff. Yeah, so we'll get into, let's challenge ourselves to make this responsive. Okay? And yeah, before we get into that, let's take a break, and if you have any questions about Webflow, web design, or interactions, go ahead and post it in the chat room right now. If you have anything that you're working on right now in Webflow, post your webflow.io link, and we'll all look at it together and give you a quick critique on anything that you can improve upon, or just make our minds blown, you know, with what you're working on. So yeah. Okay, and I know there's probably some questions already. Did I lose my window? Where is it? There we go. Okay, so we have... Is there a way to add body moving JSON export to Webflow? If you export your code out of... I'm not an expert in body moving. I've only heard it from our tech lead on IX2. He showed us what body moving can do, and I was like, that's insane. And so, yeah, I feel like web design is really getting closer to interactive motion graphics. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, is there a way to add that? Maybe. If you export Webflow, you get the static HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But after that, it's up to you to figure out how to put other things on top of that basic code. All right? So I wouldn't know. Crusader Digital's asking, slider interactions used to be easy. Can you show how to do them on IX2 now, or component interactions? Yeah, that's something that confused me at first as well. Let's see here. Let me start a new page real quick. Slider. Good question, Crusader. So yeah, it used to be where if you, let's go to legacy interactions real quick. Let me add a slider. Okay. And again, if you didn't know, you can switch between IX1 and IX2 up here with this toggle. Okay. And all of them will be saved. Okay. So it used to be you can click on a slide and add a trigger for a slider. Okay, so that's the old way. The new way is I have to click on a slide, and when I click plus, I get this extra trigger. If I click outside of the slider, so right now I'm on the body, if I click on the plus, I don't see slider at all. So that was the first part that kind of confused me, but when I clicked on slider and then I clicked on this, I was like, oh, there it is. So I'm going to click slider and select an action. And so now you can start your animation. So what happens when a slide shows up? Okay. And let's see here. What I can do is, let me go here real quick. Slide one, and we're just going to make this, let's say, let's go Stranger Red. And let's go ahead and, oh, we don't want to use this. Nope. We don't play around with that. Let's go ahead and put text, slide one. Let's make that text centered, white, and Benguat. Okay, so that's slide one. Now, with slide one still selected, I can go to my slider trigger or interaction and do the animation. So we're going to call this slide one, and I can select something like this. And so when this slide shows up, the initial state of this text block, I'm going to say it's down here in the upside down, and then move it up. We're going to delay this by like 1 whole second. And then it's going to move up back to that. So we wait 1 second and then it shows up. Okay? So let's see here. If I preview, it shows up. Go to next slide. The next slide. Oh, I forgot to do the what happens when it slides out. So slide one. So what happens when it slides into view? What happens when it slides out of view? I'm going to start an animation. I'm going to do another one. Slide one out. And this time, this slide goes away. So this moves immediately out by 335. Okay? And I close that out, and let's preview it. So wait 1 second, it shows up. All right? Now we go back, and there we go. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Good question, Greg. Good question. What else? What else? Also, again, if you have any links, webflow.io links that you want to show the community on what you're working on, let us know. Did I miss any other questions? What is this? Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So, earlier in the stream, when you guys were asking about showing it built in different viewports, Brian says, can't we just scale down on the main container for other sizes? I think so. I think that's what we can do. Okay, Susan is asking, I have a question. Can we add a lightbox feature to a collection page where editors add the photos? So you cannot currently you cannot have dynamic components, and lightboxes are components. Anything you see in the components panel, let me just show you real quick. Turn that off. So anything you see in this bottom panel right here under the add panel, you cannot use dynamic collections. You cannot use the collections feature with these. Okay, so it is possible to code up your own dynamic lightbox, and there's some threads about it on the forums. And if your client needs to continually add photos, you would need to use dynamic embeds to make that happen. So it is possible, but with code. Okay. Right. Anything else? Okay. If there's nothing else, we'll move on to responsiveness and see if... I think the responsiveness is going to be easy. Okay. Let's see here. All right, cool. Let's... Oh, wait. Here we go. Got another question from Saish. Webflow needs to work for Indian market in terms of their payment gateways, because most of the debit cards are not supported on Webflow to buy subscription. Ah, yes. So Webflow is the payment system that Webflow uses is Stripe, and I'm not sure what the status of that is, but once Stripe supports a certain country, that's when we're able to support that country as well. Okay, so sorry for our community members in India, but it's we're waiting on Stripe. All right, I think Keith has a question. If you have an element that has absolute positioning assigned to it, as well as an interaction such as move, and you turn off that interaction for a specific breakpoint, say mobile, that element position still defaults to whatever it was assigned to using the move interaction. Yeah, so Keith, when it comes to absolute positioning, if you're using exact pixels, that's not really going to translate well on different screen sizes. If you use VW, VH, or percentages as your units, that's when it will be more responsive. Okay, so if you're using exact pixels, don't. All right. Saish, maybe some other payments like PayPal to buy subscription. Yeah, we've been talking about that, and I'll bring it up with the team and see what can happen. But like stuff like that will take some engineering time, because the payment process, the payments is so heavily integrated into a platform. When you're adding a subscription, when you're adding client billing, when you're removing client billing or removing a subscription, when you're changing account plans or changing hosting prices. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. And plus, if we do a sale, like have a coupon code for the templates, or a coupon code for new users, or so there's a lot of stuff. So it's not as simple as putting a PayPal button into the platform. There's a lot of engineering and things that have to go with it. And plus, we have to make sure that, like, if we were to make a small change to a plan or something like that, there's still a small change could mean a lot of engineering time to go around it and make sure that everything works correctly. All right? But yeah, I totally understand. I think PayPal has like prepaid debit cards, and that's through MasterCard, and Stripe does take MasterCard, so maybe try that route. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. What's the link to the, here we go. Let me post it in chat room. So the link is stranger-things-title.webflow.io. And then this one right here is /workshop. But my creation over the weekend is no /workshop, just the regular domain. And the one we did today is /workshop. Okay? Cool. All right. How will this look responsively? As we always say, design responsively. So let's figure it out together. All right. Let's go back here. All right. So that one would look good. I mean, let's see here. Let's do an inspect real quick. And if you didn't know about this, on Chrome you can toggle right there and see what it looks like for different breakpoints. So let's do an iPad. That's a tablet. No. Okay, something like that. Okay, there we go. Let's go here. Whoa, it's already broken. So something like this. So I'm guessing I'm not supposed to use, so notice how I use exact pixels, just like I told Keith not to do, and now I did it. And so I have to change these to percentages. Or viewport, maybe viewport width. Maybe I'll play around with the viewport width, because you can see it's not good. Unless, let's see, something like this. What is the size that we have right now? This is 991. So the width has to be 991. Like that. So is that a tablet? And so if I scroll up and down, it seems okay. We don't see the other letters. Yeah? Thank you, Peter, for watching the streams, man. Thank you so much. So I think this one's fine. Yeah. What's the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm not going to touch that one. This one should be fine. 767. I think just at the smallest breakpoint is what we need to fix. So right here. So let's 479. So what does it look like? 479. So that's kind of like a phone, right? So if we go like this, that's fine. It barely makes it, but you know what? We're gonna make it a little bit smaller. Okay. So what I can do is, while Paige is scrolling, I can go here, this workshop demo, right? Oops, here you go. This workshop demo, let me scroll all the way down. All right, so here, at the very bottom, right here, the bottom right, where does this animation trigger on? It's only going to trigger on desktop, tablet, mobile portrait, mobile landscape, but not mobile portrait. So I'm going to turn that off, okay? And now, what I can do is I can click these three dots and duplicate this. And I'm going to go inside of it. And let's see here. Workshop Demo 2. I'm going to call it Workshop Demo Mobile. And this scaling effect right here on the scale, I can just make it smaller. Oh, whoa, too small. 0.75. Or 5? What happened here? Live preview disabled. Why? Interesting. Well, let's see here. Ah, because I have to select it. Okay. There we go. So when I scroll down, scale is 0.5. Where's my scale bar? Hey, no! There you go. Scale bar. I mean scroll bar. Ah, interesting. It's not working. Interesting. Is it my fault? So what I thought what I could do was just take the... How come it's not 0.5? Interesting. So what I tried to do is on mobile breakpoint do a different interaction. So let's do this. I'm going to close out of here and try to figure this out. Workshop demo. Oh, duh. I have it right here. Workshop demo mobile, and I have it not triggered here. So I'm gonna turn it on just for phone portrait. Okay. And now I live preview. Now it works. Duh, I turned it off. It was my fault. And there we go. Hold on real quick. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now you can't put two interactions, or can you? Oh yeah, you can. Silly me. All right, so I have this one set to mobile, and let's go out here and add another one while page is scrolling. Play scroll animation right here, workshop demo, and don't play this on mobile. And there we go. Publish, and cool. So you have the big one that's happening on all three breakpoints, and then you have the small one only happening on the one last breakpoint. And all it took was just a duplication of that interaction and just make that one small change, and there you go. Yeah, so does that make sense? So let's go here, refresh. Yep, it got smaller. I want to check it out on my phone. Where's my phone? Let's see here. Let's see here. Stranger. And you can check it out on your phone too and see how it works. Stranger Things title .webflow.io/workshop. Check it out. Cool. So as I scroll, oh man. Oh. Whoa. So what's happening is that the phone can't really handle. So this is an old phone. My Pixel kind of crashed this weekend. So I don't know if you can see. So as I'm scrolling, it kind of works, but because I guess the processor for the Samsung Galaxy S6 isn't really good, the ending screen looks like this. Just looks up broken. Oh wait, I should... There. Yeah, it looks broken at the end. But as I scroll in, it kind of works. But I don't know, what does it look like on powerful phones? Right now, this is an old backup phone I have to use. All right. Keith, yes, you're welcome. I'm glad I was able to answer your question. All right. Man, I thought this stream would be a good 2 hours or something. But no, we got it done really quick. So, yeah, if you have any other questions or anything you want to show off, let us know in the live chat room right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can duplicate interactions and set as many interactions as you want. Okay, so Waldo would like to share something. It's a work in progress, not close to done, but it's his concept for Stranger Things. Since we're on, since this is our theme for today, all right. So let's go ahead and strangerthings.webflow.io. Nope. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen. Hold on. Let me take myself off of there. Let's refresh. Nice. And then he has the number 2. Nice. Right. Wait. Okay, cool. The 2 moves. Nice. Yeah, let me put the link in the chat room. So this is Waldo's creation. Okay, so he has a parallax for opacity. Oh, nice. Okay, so the image zooms in. The image zooms in. Oh, wait a minute. Are those 2 different layers? I'm not sure. I'm confused. Is this image... So is 11 cut out from the background? Oh, I need to know. I need to know. Hold on. Yes, 11 is cut out from the background. How do I know? Because I'm looking at the... Wow. That's a good cut. So subtle. I love it. The background zooming in while she just stays. It gives us this eerie effect. Kind of like that old Hitchcock Vertigo effect. Oh, that is nice. That's cool. Oh, what's going on? Okay, it's a background video. That's cool. That caught me off guard. I like how that gradient... Oh, this is... Oh, this is nice. Is this cut out too? Man. It's a work in progress, but dang. So, yeah, so why do we do this kind of stuff? Because it's great to push yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to recreate this. Why? Because I want to see what I can learn. And, of course... these projects that you do for fun aren't probably going to go anywhere, but it's nice to put in your portfolio to say, you know what, I had fun because I wanted to learn something new. I wanted to push myself to do something I haven't done before and see where I can take it. And then you can take those skills that you've learned and apply them to any future paid projects. All right? So always challenge yourself to do something crazy. In Webflow, you can do something crazy, and it's fun because it happens in real time. Okay? So, yeah. Do some fun stuff. All right. Ooh, we got some questions. Okay. No, we don't. Okay, here we go. Still in... That's correct. Like, I want to have a Q&A and create a single trigger to only show and hide the element. But when I duplicate it, it doesn't seem to work. Not sure what you're asking for. Linda, that is so cool. Yeah, it is. Great job to Waldo. It's so cool. Okay, Alex Minyeki. Awesome community member. He says he's created a little CSR. Or do we call it a designer social responsibility? Okay, let's see here. What are you working on? Ooh, okay. What? Oh, gotta see that again. That was interesting. So you're trying to do like a glow effect. Huh, how to do that though? Because right now you can totally see the div going through, and it doesn't. I know what you're trying to go for, but it doesn't look right. But you're almost there. But I wouldn't know. I would have to take some time to figure out how to make what you're trying to create. But okay, so Alex, are these two different? Oh no! Oh yes, 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 yes. I was gonna ask, are these two different nav bars that you're just overlaying on top of each other? But no, there's an interaction now that one of our new things that you can change a background color of an element as you scroll down. So doing stuff like this, where you don't want the nav bar to have a background color, so you can have more of a making the hero row more open, you know, it makes it easier. So as you scroll down, he added an interaction to add a background color because you're done looking at the hero row. And yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, we can finally do that. All right. Let's see here. This is nice. I like these cards. That's nice. Let's see here. Very nice photography, and I like how you cut it out and made the background black and white. Oh, this is beautiful. I love the type. See, I like this icon. This eye. When I see this eye, I see it in the shopping centers. I see it at like airports. You know, I see it online. What does this eye mean? It means information. And so this is kind of like my road sign right here that says information. And then I have a label next to it, or Alex has a label next to it, and it says see my story. So before even clicking on this, a little thing happens in my brain that says, oh, there's more information here about a story. So yeah, very nice use of iconography. Okay, nice. Wow, great job with the cutout. Very good. Wait, is this a slider? Ooh, that's I like that. I wasn't expecting this gradient, but it happened, and I'm happy about it. Man, Alex, how do you do these things? Oh, this is so nice. It's so clean. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Great job. All right, do we have any other links? Presco? Right here. Hold on, before I get to Presco, Andrew, the Presco link, yeah, there you go. Let me get Adrian's question real quick. Hello guys, is there any way to snap to sections while I scroll down? There is no snapping. So what I think you're thinking about is full page scroll, or fullpage.js, which is a way to scroll jack, meaning to hijack the scroll wheel. And so when you scroll down, let me just, instead of trying to explain it, let me just search for it real quick. So this is an old plugin, And see, as I scroll down, it takes you to another section. So if I scroll up and down really fast, it adds a delay timer to my scroll. So it's basically hijacking my scroll wheel. So when I scroll down and I scroll down again, it doesn't scroll down the second time. But if I scroll up and then back down, giving some time between each transition, then it happens. So you can put this on top of your Webflow site. And I think there's a way, if you search the forums, if you go to forum.webflow.com, search for fullpage.js, and there's simple instructions on how to do that. But yeah, you can add custom code to your Webflow site to make that happen. Snapping like that is not possible in Interactions 2. Oh, we got a couple of links. All right, nice. Here we go. Volca, who did this? Volca.webflow.io. What is going on? Okay, here we go. All right. I'm excited. Okay, those came in really quick. So because these came in really quick, I'm expecting quick interactions. All right? So let's journey together. Okay, first thing. Nothing happened when I pressed the arrow. So that makes me think I have to scroll. Maybe have an anchor tag, like a section link where it goes to the next section for this. Make that clickable. But let's scroll down. Okay, so we have parallax right there. Nice. And nothing. Did I mess up something? Let's see here. Who put Volca? Keith. Oh, Keith. Okay, so this is just a work in progress. Okay, cool. Really good job with the parallax scrolling. I can't really give you any tips because I don't know what's the next part. So far, so good. This type of design caught me off guard, and I like it. You know, it's different. And different is good. Let's move on to Presco. Here we go. Okay. I like that 3D animation that happened. Let's see it again. Yeah, that was a nice transform. That's cool. There's a video. Yep. Lightbox. Nice. Alright. Nice. So, wait. Crowdfunding actual startup, not in white papers. Okay. Cool, you're using the same thing. Okay, now this one. Oh, nice. Really good job. Very nice with the cards. You're following your angle on each row. I like it. I mean, oh, here we go. A timeline. This is nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I got nothing. This is just really good and clean. So I got nothing. Yeah. I mean, these are to be announced, so I can't really say anything about it. Wow. Really nice. I mean, I got nothing. This is really good. Everything's soft. Everything works. Oh, okay. Okay, so here at the top, I noticed that you have 2 nav bars happening. But you can do the background color just like Alex did with his site. Oh, but here's, yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Interactions 2 doesn't work with symbols yet. That's something that we're still working on. So now I understand if you can't do the background transition with IX2, I understand why. Because this nav bar is probably a symbol. But great job. Great job. I got nothing for this. Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Void. Okay. Okay. So you're changing the so when you change the mouse cursor to a cross, it makes me think, okay, am I supposed to click on this? Okay. I'm not sure why you changed the cursor to a cross. Alright, let's keep moving on. I like the background. Oh, I like this background too. Great job with the type. Okay, so I'm guessing this is a story. Nice artwork. Alright, so it is a story. Wait, is the background change? This top background changing? So it's that black. It's that black tiled image, and now it changed to a different tile image. So it changes based on the section, and it's using the same background image. Great job. Okay, so that one happens a little bit too early. So if we go here, it changes right there. And this one changes right there. This one changes right there. This one changes there. And then watch what happens. Okay. Maybe it was just me. Oh, okay. So this one changed way too early right there. See? So maybe you want to fix that. Yeah. Great job. I got nothing to say about that. You guys are making great work. Alright. Alright, any other questions? TJ is asking, I have been trying to find a way to create a link to change a slide, but have found nothing. Also, to post, I found in the forum seem to not do anything. Yeah, a link to change a slide. So I'm guessing when you click on a link, you progress the slide. That is possible, but it's gonna take custom code. So if you go to the forum, click to slide, or actually go to slide on click. I think it's here. I know I've done it. Here we go. Possible to link to a specific slide in the slider. Yeah. So our JavaScript ninja Bartosz was able to do this a long time ago. And look at that UI. That's old Webflow right there. Man. So yeah. So if you just take this code, actually just take this link right here. Let me give it to you. This forum post will help answer it for you. But yeah, this was answered a long time ago. Right. Cool. Any other questions? Any other links? Let us know now. And while I'm waiting for those links or questions, just a reminder that this Friday, there will not be a stream because I'm actually a best man at my good friend's wedding. So I thought the rehearsal dinner was going to be a dinner, and then it got changed to rehearsal lunch. So I can't really do the stream and then head out to the rehearsal lunch. Okay? So the week after, though, usually it's going to be Fridays at 10 a.m. We stream Pacific time. We stream at twitch.tv/webflowapp, and this stream always happens at Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel, and also we restream to Facebook Live and our Twitch channel. So yeah, any other questions before I do my usual sign-offs? Liberamente, I think, is asking how to change windows on scroll like this. Can you give us an example, please? And what? So while I'm waiting for the link, what I'm trying to do is ask. I'm trying to get Ryan on the stream, and Ryan is our lead designer who did that awesome IX2 landing page, and it is intense. I mean, this is all parallax scrolling, page loader, and it's just the mouse movement. It's just so nice. You know, so you go through a journey of the internet or the World Wide Web as you scroll down. Oh wow, the boxes move now. That's new. And the W's move. That's cool. And I mean, it's so simple to do this kind of stuff. I mean, if you can do Stranger Things and taking those basic concepts of what happens at 0, then what happens at 100, and then let the computer figure out the animation in between, you know? So it is not that difficult. Doing 3D transforms is not that difficult anymore. And so Ryan just went crazy. Now this is something that kind of stumped some people. So what is happening is the page is still scrolling down. It may not feel like it, but it is. So look at the scroll bar at the right, okay? I don't know if you can see it. Or actually, look at the background. This section has a gradient. And this section is tall, very, very tall. Okay, so as I'm scrolling down, look at the gradient that's happening at the bottom and see how it's getting lighter and lighter and lighter. That's because this section is very tall and has that gradient, and while I'm moving down the page, this whole section is actually moving on the X. So just like I did with the letter S and the R, how they come in on the X, well, that's the same thing that Ryan, I think, was doing, where he's just taking the X and moving it in a negative direction as you scroll down this section. And that's how it makes it look like the page stopped and is moving left. No, actually, it's still moving down. This whole time, he's still moving down. So yeah, I want to get Ryan on the stream to help explain all the other things he did and all the other challenges he had to face to get that IX2 web page up. And again, I will post this on the chat room. It's webflow.com/ix2. It is a nice journey. Here we go. All right, one more link from Mick. Here we go. 11-70. Actually, TJ has a question. Let's see here. Nelson, I wanted to ask last week, is there a way to create a circle page progress instead of a straight one? A circle page progress. You would need to make some sort of... So in the past, I did a pie graph thanks to Alex, one of our QA engineers. He showed me how to make a pie graph inside of Webflow and using interactions 1. So I will have to look that up and see how to bring it to interactions 2. And what I did with the pie graph was a page load event where the pie would fill up 75%. And it was just an outline. It wasn't filled in. So I'm thinking that's what you want. And so probably with page scrolling, we can make that line fill up in a circle. Okay? So, okay, so Librem, creating Apple-like full screen one page scrolling with jQuery. I think I know what you're talking about, but let's just see. jQuery script.net. Oh. /demo. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to my screen. So what are we looking at here? Libremonte. Oh, yeah. So that's, we just talked about that a while ago. Fullpage.js. Search it on the forums. It is possible. Yeah. So this is an old thing that Apple did a while back, and the internet just went crazy. Like, oh my god, that's so cool. So yeah, horizontal scroll demo. Yeah, I mean that's possible too, with full page scroll. I think they have an attribute in the JavaScript where you can tell it to go horizontally instead of vertically. But yeah, this would need custom code, because you're doing that snapping between sections. Whereas Ryan's thing was, there is no snapping. So as you can see here, you just go through the journey. Okay. So what to search? Search for fullpage.js on the Webflow forums. All right, I think that's about it for today's stream. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's about it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much. This was fun. So let's go through our regular sign-off. So if you need any account, billing, or technical help, please go to university.webflow.com/contact, and I and the rest of the support team will help you out as soon as we can. If you have any design or custom code questions, post them on forum.webflow.com, and someone will help you out. It's a really, really great community, just a lot of positive vibes. And so if you get your question answered, please pass that favor forward and answer someone else's question so we can all grow together. This stream happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Our community streams happens every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Webflow app. If you want to follow me, it's at The Pixel Geek. Follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/webflow. And I will see you guys next week. Have a very safe and happy Halloween. And yeah, make the web beautiful. See ya.